Trump came out with a threat to Canada. He said, if you recognize Palestine, I'm going to apply tariffs. We're going to have tariff war. So I don't know what they have on Trump. Do you think they have some sort of dirt on him?
Yeah. Why did this guy get into power? And, this guy is one of the worst human beings in America. I mean, look, many of us know at least 5 people who are more intelligent, have better character than this man in our own social circles, our own families, perhaps a professor of ours. We know people who would be better capable of being a president than Trump. Right? I agree you should be be able to make tough decisions. You have to be, maybe have to strong arm, other countries at times. That's the nature of presidency. You got to be tough and, you can't have to be decisive. So that's a good quality, right? But when somebody has such terrible character, who is hypocritical, who says one thing then does another, who's bigoted, who's supporting a genocide. Come on, man. This guy's, I don't respect him. I mean, it's sad. So I think that there are definitely Zionists who wanted him in power. His son-in-law and all his, cronies associated with him, Jared Kushner. They're talking. They have a plan. It's in the family. I mean, they got Jared Kushner has a beachfront properties. It doesn't show remorse. What's happening there?
I think you just listed all the qualifications needed to be a president of America.
Yeah. That's pretty much the way it is now. Right? It's just, it's sad, man. It's sad. It's really, it is sad. We each know, all of us probably in this room, 3, 4, 5 people who would be better presidents by far than Trump.
You're repeating yourself,
Dean. Biden with senile dementia, who doesn't know what country he's in, doesn't know the capitals, forgets things. These old men, right, with difficulty walking, can't pull up their pants right. But come on, this is just, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. This is not the best the country has to offer. Not Trump, not Biden, not Kamala. But yeah, I think they probably have some dirt on him.
Do you think if Kamala would have been elected, she would have done a little bit better job than Trump?
No, I mean, as far as what happened in Israel?
Releasing Epstein files.
No.
And because they're both funding. His daughter actually, she's been raising funds for the Pro-Pali protest in America.
Yeah, but no, I don't think so, because these guys they're bought out. They have pressures. They may have dirt that's been used against them as leverage to strong arm them, to bend them, to make them acquiesce to their demands, the Zionists. So, when people say, "Oh, well, I'm not voting for the Democrats," to send a message, they're the ones who are responsible for the genocide, or vote for Trump or some third party because we're not going to give our votes to the Democrats. Man, I knew that when Trump was going to be a president, I'm pretty certain this is going to happen. Nothing's going to change. It's going to be, because it doesn't matter. Both sides of the fence, Democrat and Republicans, are far too many of them are bought out by Zionists. They will. When Netanyahu visited, remember Trump when Obama was president, and the proper thing to do when a foreign prime minister or president visits a country, they are invited by the president of that country. They notify the president. They get permission from that president. No, he didn't. They didn't even meet. He went straight to Congress. And Congress, I think I counted 34 standing ovations. You would think this guy was the greatest president of America, Netanyahu, and they clapped for, I don't know, 2 minutes nonstop, standing and clapping, and people were screaming and shouting like they want to get attention. Woo, woo, woo. You just look up Netanyahu speech from Congress, both the Obama speech and also when he came just a couple weeks ago. They're basically crawling over aisles to shake his hands, groveling. You'll just see it. It's so nauseating. It's so sickening. Like, why? Why are they jumping at the helm just to shake this man's hand? It's like posing with him, trying to get his attention. They're leaning over not their pews, but the benches. They're leaning over just to wave at him and get his attention. They want to be seen with him, by him. It is sickening. I've never seen that happen with any president. I've never seen 34 standing ovations for any president. Democrats or Republicans, even for their own party's president, they won't even stand that many times for their president. 34 times or something like that. Why? This war criminal coming to our how? Why does he have so much influence in the U.S.? Why do these politicians? Why do they Israel? Man, it is just so. Thank God, Americans are waking up. We're waking up, a lot of us, and is seeing the reality of the Zionist-influenced this foreign lobby group, AIPAC, and a number of other foreign lobby groups that serve Israel. Their influence on American politicians.
Yep. How do you think we should solve this problem? I mean, first we need to clean up the house, right? The house needs to be cleaned up like Congress.
Do you think that's even
Does-
possible? With
So-
Israel?
I was thinking, Crystal, if I don't know, if Iran or somebody was able to, I don't know, get hold of the documentation related to Epstein files, because Alan Dershowitz, he said he knows or he has, but he's not allowed to release it, right?
Say it again.
Alan Dershowitz, the guy he said he has the list, but he's not allowed to release it.
And then they said there's no list after that.
Yep. And DOJ came out and they said his name is on it like 41 times or 71 times or something.
Crazy.
Trump's name on there. And then he was kept on challenging DOJ. Oh, no, that's not true. DOJ just makes up whatever. So I'm just thinking if anybody can get hold of that list, then, we could find out who's involved with Epstein. And I think that's how we can clean the house. Anybody that was involved with Epstein, for sure, they need to be cleaned up. Like they need to get rid of those people. And it's connected to Israel because Ehud Barak, who was a former Israeli prime minister, he visited Epstein Island or whatever more than 30 times, according to Times of Israel. And then there's I don't know if you're able to do a deep dive into it. I tried looking into where Epstein was able to, if he visited Israel, he was Jewish, right? But maybe he could be a non-practicing one. How is it possible that this person never been to Israel, but then former Israeli prime minister goes to visit it? Why would he not come to the Holy Land? Just don't get it. You think he came through a ship or something? On water?
Private jet, he probably, doesn't have to disclose.
And they kept him off the record because it's impossible for him not to visit there. It's a holy land for these.
What's interesting is what Trump has done recently. He's come out and talked about, I think Virginia, one of the girls, who committed suicide. She came out as a victim of what Epstein did. And what's interesting is I think Trump knows something's coming, so he's kind of leaving little tidbits here. He said that one of the reasons why he had a falling out with Epstein is because he would steal his staff from Mar-a-Lago. And he said that Virginia was one of his staff members that he stole these young girls from his, I think she worked at a spa or something. What's interesting is at that time she would have been around 15 or 16. So Trump saying this or bringing this out, even making any connection of any sort, and Virginia was very well known as one of the victims that came out and eventually committed suicide, unfortunately. So there is something coming, and he's trying to already build a narrative before it.
I think that's the only way we can clean the house. We need Epstein files released. Otherwise, they're going to release it probably 50 years from now, 100 years from now. Everybody's dead.
The Epstein, but even more important is 9/11 and JFK. 9/11. Why there are the Israeli spies who were captured in 9/11? Why were their answers to questions redacted? Particularly, I think the question was, do you have foreknowledge or involved in the 9/11 attacks? The answer to that question is redacted, blacked out, not accessible to us. But other questions are asked they were able to see the answers to those questions, what the spies' answers were. Why, when it's asked, did they have any involvement or foreknowledge in 9/11 attacks? Why is that blacked out? Let us know. We need to know more about this potential Israeli Zionist involvement. Larry Silverstein, spies who were caught, the moving company cheering with the first plane hitting, ready with their cameras, somehow knowing something's going to happen. They got video of the first plane striking the building, and they're happy about it. They're cheering. Like they shot a child, a Palestinian Christian or Jewish, Christian or Muslim child.
But Dean, remember Michael, he had his documentary?
Yeah, during 9/11.
Yeah, but with my problem is, that's all fine and dandy, but is it going to really move the dial and enrage enough Americans on both sides of the aisle? I think Epstein thing will, because there's a big moral conundrum.
No, this is even, okay, if it comes out that Israel, their spies or Mossad, whoever was, orchestrated 9/11 attack, that will upset America. All of America will be upset about that. They're going to be pissed off.
Yeah, but is it going to remove Trump? It doesn't.
Will it remove Trump? That I don't know. I don't think that in itself. I don't think would remove Trump, but Americans, politicians, face so much pressure against by the populace is that don't send any more money to Israel. We need to get these bastards convicted of crimes. The crimes, they must pay us back. They will be so upset, Israel Americans. That will piss off more Americans. Also, the JFK assassination, I think, than having that some politicians were caught up in.
A lot of it was redacted for JFK.
Yeah. The good parts, the important parts are redacted.
I think there is a connection between. I think JFK at that time did not want Israel to build a nuclear program.
Oh yeah.
One of the things he advocated.
Oh yeah. There's a nuclear base, and also AIPAC, which was the American Science Council. He wanted them to register as as they probably should be, a foreign lobby group, and JFK was adamant about not allowing them to do so because that's not according to American law and policy. They're supposed to be a foreign lobby group, but he resisted. JFK put his foot down and said, "No, we're not doing that. We're not allowing you to do that." And then months later, he was assassinated. And also months later, after insisting that Israel must allow U.S. inspectors to inspect their military or their nuclear program to make sure they're not building weapons. Israel denied. And months later, he was assassinated. So, this is at a time when Israel wasn't as strong as it was, as it is now.
And that's all proven, right? It's not even now conspiracy.
Oh, that's proven, yeah. That the fact that JFK, are you talking about JFK insisting on, inspecting U.S. inspectors
to registering as a foreign. Yeah.
Those are facts.
Did you have fun?
Oh, it's great. It's wonderful. It's beautiful.
I know I started it, but I apologize.
No, don't apologize. It's great. I love putting
It stimulated your brain cells, right? It stimulated your brain cells, argue
No,
with
I
them.
just got, I don't know, just let me.
They wouldn't let you speak. Like, I don't know what the deal is, man. It's like they were here to dominate the fucking conversation.
No, that's a problem. Because then the weird thing is, don't compare. It's like nobody compare the U.S. to, and then to assume white. And a racist. I'm like,
We weren't even comparing the America thing,
Yeah.
right? America is on a different side. We're talking about the amount of rape cases that take place in India. It's just too much. It's to the next level.
it is.
You know and I actually every time I bring up the moral character of Modi and his goons or whatever, I actually look at this one case, Bilkis Banu. You heard of
Yeah,
it,
of
right?
course.
It's the 11 rapists.
Yeah.
That was a famous case, right? Oh, but this right winger Modi supporters, right? They not only gang raped her, they killed a whole bunch of family members.
Yeah, man, it's disgusting. What happened recently? They're denying it. It's in the U.S. media. A girl was transported for fainting from school in an ambulance, and she was raped.
Yeah, it was. I heard that it's a 13 or 15-year-old.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, ridiculous. You can't trust anybody at all. Like, anyways, what the issue with them is they feel like they can't talk about the ills of their country because they feel like they're somehow, putting themselves down, which is not true at all. Benny Adam really fucked up. That fucking guy.
Yeah, I moved him down. He was a racist piece of shit. I moved him down. So next time if he does it, just move him down.
Yeah, I was going to. He was really annoying.
Yeah, I walked away to eat some ice cream. I'm like, okay, you're engaging with them, let them. And then I went to go grab some ice cream. I was gonna get some popcorn and soda.
That was a show for you.
I'm like, what's going on?
Did you guys? There's more videos of more videos of Israelis, the IDF, or the Israeli Genocide Forces, also known as IGF. I see that coined at other places on social media.
Yep, Israeli
Videos of
genocide.
them sniping and kill children and cheering about it. Look,
Yeah.
all his body through. These baby killers, they're relishing in killing babies, shooting people. The Green Beret, who American, I think his name is Anthony Aguilar. He was part of the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. He basically exposed how this organization is a client of the IDF. Right? They serve the IDF. They do what IDF tells them to do. They're not to disobey orders of the IDF. And they said they were going to shoot children. And Anthony Aguilar did not want them to shoot these kids. They were just simply trying to get food. And they're on top of, I think, a small little hill. And people are starving. And they had a command to shoot these kids if they don't get down.
91 just yesterday, by the way, were killed trying to get aid.
Yeah, it's a slaughterhouse. So the Holocaust is happening again. The same people who survived the Holocaust, the children that survived the
They're not
Holocaust.
even connected to the Holocaust. Most of these people.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the survivors, they say this is a Holocaust. These people are committing the most atrocious of crimes: concentration camps, starving people to death. The skin and bones that we saw the Jews back in the Holocaust years. We're seeing those images now. We're seeing that the kids, Israel's intentionally starving. It's not as a lie.
They on purpose.
Yeah, they're doing it on purpose. Yeah, it's part of the strategy.
And the women don't have the nutrients of produce milk, so what's going to happen?
Yeah. They're shooting children for sport. They're posting on social media. They're laughing about it. They're cheering it. They're having a great time shooting children. They're laughing, and it's a sport to them. And
Do you have links? Sorry. Do you have links for that? The video you're just talking about?
yeah, so I could point to the video. Yeah, sure. There's a video that came out. No, this person Hannah said Hamas propaganda. No, everybody in the world now is Hamas propaganda to them.
U.S. mercenaries too? Interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Hamas propaganda. Even a U.S. mercenary is speaking out against Israel, and so now they're trying to shoot and kill children and so forth. And they have luring children to their death, luring men to their death. They're trying to get food for their families. Everybody's Hamas propaganda.
And they won't let them
Nobody
fish. Did you hear that? They said if you go into the waters to fish, they'll be shot on sight.
Yep.
Yeah.
They won't let me go. See, nobody's falling for this Hamas propaganda. No, they know that these are the most wicked, vilest, evil people on earth, committing these crimes of genocide, shooting children for sport, sniping them in the heart, sniping the kids from the chest, drones attacking children. They'll bomb a building, and the drone will go back, go right after the bombing, and shoot more people who survived, kids, and they love to kill children, apparently. All right, we see the Israelis on social media bragging about how many they killed and mocking the Palestinians and suffering and the women getting killed. They bloodthirsty, right? This is not a statement of Jews. This is about Israeli Zionists, the IDF. These people are murderous, right? And there's many Jews against this. Jewish organizations like B'Tselem, and I think it was Physicians for Human Rights Israel. These two organizations came out a week ago saying this is a genocide. Genocide is horrific. It's essentially a Holocaust. And are these also Hamas propaganda? Are Israelis who are part of a human rights organization also Hamas propaganda? Nobody's falling for this crap.
I was reading the report. They came up with the whole thing about the sexual violence or whatever. I came across this article. Hey, what's up? I think anybody want to come on up? Just unmute, come on up. I have the hand raising thing off. I was going over, I was reading up the thing, and it was two volunteers, right? It talks about the Zaka, the 7th of October, those claims. There was two Zaka volunteer reports were debunked. One of their name was Chaim Otzmaskin. A Zaka commander believed he found a teenage girl who had been raped because her pants were pulled down. He shared the account widely, but months later, Zaka learned soldiers had dragged the body during booby trap checks, causing the pants to fall while the teen had not been sexually assaulted. It was reported in AP News. And then another volunteer, Yoshi Lando, claimed to find a pregnant woman with her fetus removed from her body. That claim was also disproven, and the United Nations deemed it false. Right? And, operating amidst mass casualties, chaotic scenes, some Zaka volunteers drew rush conclusions. Their mistaken assumptions spread quickly and fueled heated international debate. Though not forensic investigators, the Zaka's preliminary testimonies became central in early reporting and political discourse. And Israel emphasized Hamas' use of sexual violence to underline the brutality of the October 7 attack, justify its military. Critiques pointed to these false reports as evidence of propaganda and used them to question the credibility of broader atrocities claims. So a lot of this crap was debunked, right? And I just don't get it, man. These people are still living up this claim that there was rape and this and that. Maybe it did happen. Maybe there was some sexual violence. I mean, what do you expect? It was a rape party. And people are high off drugs. They took some pills, But according to the Zaka report, the volunteers, they made a mistake, and that actually spread it all over the world with the bullshit. What's it called? Bullshit statement where people just took it, especially the Zionists, and they went with it. They started spreading what's it called? Like all over mainstream media and whatnot. It's crazy.
What Crystal, you mentioned about Christians defending Israel is so strange. Yeah, it's strange. It's these evangelical Christians, many of them who hate Jews, they'll even openly say it that they hate Jews. but they want Jews to construct their temple so that Jesus can come, and that's their belief. That's their motivation for supporting Palestine, supporting Israel, and the genocide, and their denial of it, just convenient denial, just right in front of their eyes. But it's do these Christians matter less to you because they're brown? They're not white Christians. They speak the Arabic language. Is that why you don't see them as equally Christian? Do their words not matter to you when they're saying, "Oh, they're killing us. They're out to kill us. They're committing genocide"? That we stand with our Muslim brothers and sisters as Christians against the shared enemy, Israel. Does that matter to Christians? Come on. They bombed and they bombed the church and murdered the third oldest church in the region. It was actually third oldest church in history, I believe. And it was and murdered the Christian families who live next to the church. Way back, I think the third month into the genocide.
And did it again recently.
And they did recently, yeah, of course. But what happened back then? I mean, was that enough back then to galvanize Christians and unite against Israel? But apparently not, because they were brown Christians. And the ministers in Palestine, the priests who spoke, they were not white enough to you. Is that why?
It has to do with white supremacy as well. Just keep that in mind. They feel like Israel aligns with Western values. A lot of these Christians are, of course, in the West. They tend to side with them, and also the propaganda within the countries. And of course, they look at Palestine, like I said, what you're saying. They see him as brown, Arab, Muslim, before anything else. They just completely ignore the other population that's also should be very important to them. So it is odd. Even when both the popes have said what's happening is egregious, right? They've come out and said it over and over again. And still, the Christian population seems to not shift.
Yeah.
Then we have Hannah in the audience.
I
Denying.
think that's the same Hannah.
Is that the same?
No. This one is a new Hannah. That's what I tried to send her invite. Hannah, would you like to come up and just say hello? Introduce yourself? I'll give you a follow back. I just need to know if you're not an AI or something.
The Hannah left.
No, she's down there. She's back.
Oh, but this is a different profile.
Yeah, this is a different Hannah. This is not the same. This is a profile Hannah.
But if you look at the comments, Hannah left. The other one, Hannah H. That's the Israeli one. If you see,
Yeah, that's Israeli one.
Yeah, Hannah. Yeah. Before I add you back to Hannah, who's zero friends, you'd have to come up, I think, and speak for people would be comfortable adding you back. It was zero friends, new account. And, but yeah, if you want to come up,
just say hello, Hannah. You can go back down. I don't mind you sitting in the audience. It's a good room. People like to listen to this stuff, and they get educated on a lot of these things. Even yesterday or day before yesterday, somebody told me. They said I learned a lot from this room. Even Scotty was telling me the other day. That's good. That's good. Everybody comes in, contributes, and they add value to the conversation. And then sometimes we have fights as well related to politics. We had some earlier. That guy is very controversial. Is that guy Giz? No, that guy not Giz. That guy called Gil or whatever the hell that guy's name is. And Ace, if you were to open a room on India, your account would get clipped right in. It has happened there before.
oh wow.
I opened a room on rape cases.
Wow. Was a big population of Indians just reporting and mass reporting.
You know, it wasn't the Muslim Indians that came in that much. It was the Hindu Indians. They were, oh my God.
RSS.
And then I had some people from Kashmir, the Kashmiri Muslims from the UK. Oh my God. They went back and forth. They were, they were attacking each other, whatever, and then it just went sideways and the count got killed.
Attack over again.
That was a burner account, by the way. And I knew how to run this right. You got to do it with a burner account. It could be a second or third account. But last time, somebody I know, their second account got clipped because they opened a room on Indian cases. They clipped his account second.
Oh, Bhima's here. I want to bring Bhima up. I was in a room with her the other day. Hey,
What's up, Bhima? Hey, what's up, Pedro?
Hey guys, Amir, did you see the 2 Israeli-based reports about Salman? Yeah, right? It's coming down.
You could do it. You're changing. It happened because of you, Bhima, on this app. You go into the Zionist room. Yesterday, she was trying to find different talking points,
I heard her.
He knew it.
There. She held it down. With the Rohan and the whatever, Randy's and whatever the
By the way, Bhima, did you hear there was a clip earlier Suki played in this space? Do you know what he said? He wants to put broken glass in my mouth and choke on it.
What?
That's what Rohan said.
Rohan said that?
Yeah, you didn't hear this? You were here.
I didn't hear it.
Do you know what? I think he's like losing. I'm gonna be honest with you. He what was it? I usually like a year ago, he seemed to be like pretty reasonable. No, maybe less than a year ago. And no, more than a year ago. It was before October 7th, I think. Right. And then I think he like lost his shit. But I still think he like wants to reason, but then even more recently, he's not even reasonable anymore. Do you know what we got in an argument about like for the past like week? About whether he's been calling me intellectually dishonest because he said to me, was there a war between Israel and Gaza / Palestinians on October 6th, meaning the day before October 7th. And I was like, yeah, of course. And then he's like, you're intellectually dishonest. He's like, it was not. The war started when Hamas, attacked people on October 7th. I'm just like, hold on. I was like, that doesn't make sense. And I said, we can we could look at it this in certain ways. I was like, why would you think that I would say no? You can ask any historian. You can read Jewish historians that are writing about this. No one is going to say that the war started, on October 7th. And he's been so crazy about this. And then I think, and he's like, I just don't understand where you're getting your, and I'm like, I'm guessing it's semantics because you're considering war something and I'm considering war something. It's like, so let's get a general, a term that we could both like move off of. And so then I started going, I went and I found international law, like jurisprudence, international courts, and I explained how it qualifies as a war, like for years, because it's under the armed conflict, and I was reading it off and explaining, and he got even more mad. And he's like, I still don't understand. I said, I don't know what to tell you at this point. You know what I mean? Like, we don't go off of everything by the UN. You want to go everything back? I'm just like, no, this is just, international court. This is, Geneva Convention stuff. This is, just basic stuff. I think the general world uses it as a legality. It's the golden standard for worldwide legal issues, right? We all kind of agree to it to an extent, unless it doesn't suit us at the time, right? But anyway, I don't think he has not been very reasonable, and it's been very disappointing for me.
He denied the starvation yesterday.
He did?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Big time.
Do you know what they did? the Rohan, and so Edward told me, he said I was in the room about a month ago, and they were like, who has the blockade? It's Egypt that's blocking the aid from coming in. So they were putting the blame on Egypt. Like, Egypt doesn't have to coordinate anything with Israel before anything comes in. So, and then he's like, that's intellectually dishonest, and I left the room. I'm like,
oh no, he brought another argument up. Stupid as hell. He said that after he was winning that one, oh, in what war does the other side feed the country they're warring with? I'm like, no one's saying Israel should feed them. It's international aid that's sitting there. No one's saying Israel needs to do anything. I mean, they haven't done shit all, but they're blocking it in every which way. This guy's like, no, it's because the United Nations won't distribute. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, these international organizations are literally waiting, and pushing for it. Then I brought up Trump. I'm like, shit, even Trump is saying there's full-on starvation and Israel should do more. He's like, no, I don't understand. Well, why is it that there's like fat people there? I'm like, what are you talking about? This is how Rohan's gone crazy.
Yeah, that's another talking point that they've been using. And who was it? There was some girl, I was arguing with a girl named Enigma, today. And she was using that same talking point. She's like, why does Israel have to feed? The literal title of the room was, why do you accuse Israel of starving Gaza? So of course I'm not gonna just jump on stage and say a bunch of shit because most people, whatever. So I just get a bunch of great articles, just a bunch, and I'm just like shoving them in the chat, talking about their own politicians of Israel talking about the mathematical equations on starving Gaza. I mean, like, and the greatest part about it was this isn't even just after. This isn't after. This is October 7th. This is like circa 2006 when it started. And so our argument, Ace, was similar to it because she's just like, because I was just like, listen, I got all of this information in the chat, check it out, and that's why. And I think if you deny this at this point, I can't even consider you like a reasonable or rational person because it doesn't even make sense to me that there's overwhelming evidence coming from the mouths of the politicians of Israel, part of the Knesset, and you're telling me that no, it's not true. It's not true. Like, come on. Like, is there any credible source that if it comes from them, And she's just like, all she would do was deflect, and she kept using that same argument. She's just like, well, let me ask you this. If she has like this accent, she's just like, I don't want to mock her because I think a lot of people get sidetracked by the illogical arguments and the deflections. But she says, why is it that the UN isn't providing the food, or why isn't that Egypt is providing? Why is Israel responsible for providing the food of their enemy? And I'm just like, listen. I was like, logically, okay, first of all, they don't have to provide it, but they can't prevent it, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're preventing aid from it. And she's like, oh well, you could get in through the side of Egypt, and like, no. All that is a deflection. You could, and we could talk about that, and it's a separate topic. The title of the room is why we're accusing Israel. We're not talking about what Egypt could have done. Now, in logic, most people would think like that's irrelevant, but it's not. It's a red herring. It's a distraction.
It gets better. I'm going to tell you quickly. I'll give you the article. I'm like, why? This happened recently. I was like, why is the IDF saying if you go into your waters to get fish, we're going to shoot you on sight? This is recent. I'm like, fine. You close the borders. You don't want anything in. People can't even access their water. They can't even access their ports where they can fish. They've said if you go, we'll shoot you on sight. I gave him the article. He would acknowledge it. They go back to that whole intellectually dishonest shit. So if you